Well, hello, and welcome to the Points of Interest podcast. This is the most generic podcast on the internet. My name is Josh Hawks. I am the 303 Ninja, and right over there, he is my podcasting partner for life. He is the other guy. It's Mr. Francis Fernandez.
Hey, everybody.
It's
Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
It is?
Peanut Butter and Jelly Day. National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
You're like the jelly to my peanut butter.
Oh, well, there it is.
This podcast is kind of like how I like my peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It's a little bit more peanut butter than jelly.
I thought you could say like nutty or something, or like, oh, it's nutty, weird.
I mean, I could have said I like generic peanut butter.
No,
to go with the generic, the generic podcast,
That's true. What is a generic? Is there such a thing as a generic peanut butter?
I mean, not anymore. A generic became store brand.
That's true. Yeah.
When I was a kid, right? I mean, I was young, but I remember there being the generic item aisle, and it was just black and white. Everything was just black and white labels.
Hi, Push the Fisherman. It is Tuesday. We are getting
Push.
It. But yes. Yeah. Now we have, store brand, which usually is synonymous with bad. If you get store brand stuff, it's usually just it's Costco, which everyone seems to love. Like, they give that one a lot of for tried store brand peanut butter. Let's see how long this lasts.
Oh, yeah, I know, right? Reconnecting, so it's fucking not great. Not a great way to start. Hopefully it reconnects. This is already not starting off very well. We have this internet issue. I don't even know if this is even going out to anybody. We have this internet issue. It comes up sometimes where things just kind of freeze, and it sucks. I really don't know what to do about it.
Well, I'm waiting for Twitch to continue, because I don't know if Push will hear us. Oh, hold on, it went away.
It's it still says reconnecting.
All right.
So that's not. It's not.
We're not live then.
No, there it is. Now it's going. It's going. Oh, it says live. Internet issues. Internet issues. What can you say? Great way to start off. Great way to start off.
What's funny is, like, I feel like your situation, your living situation, has internet from like the 90s, because
right.
We have been doing this for a while now, and it wasn't until you were there when the internet really became buggy, because before then your internet was amazing. Like,
it's true.
Constantly, like, we never had issues, we never had delays, we never had lag. It was just straight, like, fire.
Yep.
And now, whatever part of the Mile High State you're in, apparently they're like, internet?
Well, it's we're still running off a 57K.
Yeah.
Or 56? 56K.
56.
Yeah. 56K.
Yes, I have tried store brand, but store brand peanut butter from like Costco, which is like the quality store brand, not like whatever your grocery store is store brand. I think
let's try and save a grocery store sponsorship by not mentioning any of them.
I'm not gonna put down a grocery store. No, I go there. I buy stuff from there.
Right.
All I need is for them to listen to the show and be like, does that sell to that guy?
We were gonna have a store opening in the city of the area in which I live in. We were gonna have these 2 podcasters come in and open the store for us. Well, never mind. They don't
One
like
day,
our
yeah,
store brand soda.
Oh man, can you imagine us cutting the ribbon for a new supermarket? That'd be kind of cool.
I
It's
mean,
like the 50s all over again.
or fucking Richard Hammond. Yeah, I mean,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'd open a grocery store. Why not? I mean, I wouldn't open one, but I would cut the ribbon for one. Yeah, some sort of ceremony, like, I don't know. You got hit by a car outside the store that was here before that you set on fire because you were so mad. And I don't know.
I feel like that's a reference to something
No.
I'm not aware of.
No. I mean, I got hit by a car when I was a kid. We've talked about that, though.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well,
Had I not been
recent.
unconscious laying on the ground, I probably would have got up and, kicked the shit out of the driver. But,
That's when
I had
Leah
a major
Thompson
head
found
injury.
you yeah. She kept calling you Calvin Klein because of your underwear.
Yep. Yeah.
There was a picture of her actually recently, Leah Thompson. She
Oh,
hasn't
really?
aged. That woman looks great. She looks amazing.
People have been saying the same thing
Like
about Ernie Hudson.
78 years old. Dude's in his... he's almost 80.
Ernie Hudson. Yeah, I mean, he looks pretty good for 80.
They showed a picture of him. Yeah, they showed it side by side.
He looks a
with
lot
him
better at 80 than
now
fucking.
and
Oh, damn it! Never mind. Go on. I got to try and think of this fucking guy's name.
Oh no! Is he a Ghostbuster? Is
No,
it,
no,
Bill
he was an
Murray?
old. He was an old comedian, George Burns.
Wow. All right.
I'm just saying, Ernie Hudson looks a hell of a lot better at 80 than George Burns looked at 80.
Yeah, but George Burns. Oh God.
Different.
So George Burns was a comedian from like the 50s, maybe 60s.
Earlier,
He always smoked a cigar. He had like a really kind of flat head.
he looked
Like,
like
he had,
Yoda.
like a really flat. Yeah, it was like he had like it's like the shape of an almond. His head was, and he always had a cigar on, smoking, and he sounded, he had that very raspy like smoker's voice. He had a smoker's voice.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's kind of like a Joan Rivers-esque comedian.
one-liner comedian.
But man, that name, I haven't heard that name in like literally 3 decades. That's amazing. You're bringing this dude up.
Which of
Died in the 90s.
Which of the body swapping movies was he in? It was like, I want to say it was like him and Kirk Cameron or something like that.
No way. I'm looking at his IMDb.
It'll be like
He did
mid to late 80s.
mid to late 80s. He did a movie where he played God called Oh God.
Oh God and Oh God Part 2. Yeah, those were good. Those were great. He was old
did
as shit
Lucy
and
stuff
no.
in the 60s. He was Golden Palace. Oh God, you devil.
I think that was
again.
like the third one.
18 again.
18, yes.
With Charlie Schlatter.
Okay, I don't know who the hell that is.
I don't know who that is. But I remember this. I have seen this movie. Though.
That I remember.
They parrot.
Go ahead.
Go on.
I remember seeing that one. There was that one. There was the one with Judge Reinhold and fucking Fred Savage, I think.
I don't know that one.
I don't remember what that one's called.
I don't know that one. Yeah.
But I remember the George Burns one. I just don't remember the kid. I'm picturing a fucking stereotypical 80s fucking teenager.
So his signature isn't just the cigars, the glasses. I forgot he had gigantic glasses too. Yeah,
I think in that movie they fucking make the teenage kid like dress like in a fucking like Frank Sinatra like fucking type of suit and shit, and has his hair all slick.
Yeah, he wears based on these posters, he's wearing a tux.
Okay.
which is similar to the one that George Burns is wearing.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yes.
There was a
So
genre that I'm
they
glad
paired,
they don't fucking do anymore.
so they paired the movie. So there's that like pictures of movies that you'd watch it with. They paired it with Soul Man. If anyone remembers Soul Man.
Hang on. So, fucking Wilder and Pryor?
No.
Okay.
So Soul Man is a movie about a kid, like a college student
Uh-huh.
who can't afford college, so
Fucking goes
he
blackface.
paints
doesn't it?
himself black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreadlocks.
C. Thomas Howell. I don't know about that.
C. Thomas Howell.
I don't-
Young Einstein.
Yeah, but he just so literally he just puts like tanner on to look darker, but
Okay.
he's like, oh no, I'm black, Soul Man.
I think I saw that movie as a kid.
It's a crazy movie.
I'm
It's a
pretty
really
sure.
crazy movie.
Pretty sure I saw that one.
But 80s movies were like that though. Like 80s movies were pretty weird.
See, here's where the Tubi commercial is. No.
No, it's Pluto. It's not Tubi. It's
Either one
Or
of
no,
them.
maybe you're right. It's
Either one of them. Either one of them.
Yeah.
Their slogan could be could be "We like old shit." So
That's true. Good point.
you go on though.
Anyway, so that's all. I had nothing else to say about that
Oh.
other than I love that they combined a Soul Man with George Burns, which again, great pull. I haven't had to think about George Burns in forever. He hasn't been relevant. Not even relevant. He's not like a Bob Hope or something where he's kind of timeless. Like Bob Hope's kind of timeless. Everyone knows who Bob Hope is for the most part, I think. Do you think so? I don't know. Do you
I think it's
people know
fair.
Bob
I
Hope
think
still?
George Burns is a fucking harder pull.
Yeah. But oh man.
That's why it even took
think-
me a couple of seconds to fucking remember his name.
He died in 96 at 100.
100.
He hit triple digits.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hit the triple digits.
He did not win the showcase.
What?
'Cause he
Was he in
No, I'm just saying, Bob Barker made it under $1. Under 100.
didn't Pluto TV petition Pluto as a planet yesterday? Probably. That's so funny. Push probably did for April Fools. I wouldn't be surprised. And hello, Ginger. Welcome. Glad you're here. Yeah, there was a few April Fools jokes yesterday. One of the ones. So the California up their minimum wage for fast food workers yesterday on April Fool's Day, which is really weird. It's like $20 an hour. That's beside the point. So people have been like, "Oh, it's going to raise prices for food," right? So their example was on Sunday. In-N-Out was like, their burgers were like, I don't know, $10.50 for the number one combo or something, right? They show it again. They're like, and look at the change on April 1st. It was like $10.75, like went up a quarter or something
Right.
like that. Like, no big deal. Like, who cares? It went up like 10 cents to a quarter. And people are like, oh, see, it's going to be expensive. It's like, well, yeah. I'll
I mean, you
spend a
can't
quarter.
you can't get out of
put-
a fast food joint for under fucking $10 anyway.
Not anymore. It's been that
Yeah.
way for a while.
Yeah, I mean it's getting worse, but
But In-N-Out never, like, their prices stay pretty reasonable.
Right.
Which is why I love In-N-Out.
and also, when have you ever seen an In-N-Out not busy? So like even okay,
Yeah,
so it goes up a quarter. Is that gonna stop people, the troves of people that walk in to stand in line for 45 minutes or get in the drive-through and wait for hours on end at the fucking mall next to the In-N-Out has to make a fucking special place for you to snake, through their parking lot so you don't crowd up the fucking street? They're gonna do just fine.
Here's my. I think it's just cool to hate on In-N-Out. I think it's just
Sure.
like the cool thing to do.
Sure.
To be like, yeah, In-N-Out sucks. It's like, no, it doesn't. It's actually really good. But it's like, nah.
The only thing that I hate and they hate on and think that they suck about is using sunflower oil. Otherwise,
oh yeah, for the fries. Yeah.
yeah, I'm still gonna eat them. I'm just gonna eat them with, I'm gonna crush. I'm gonna get the animal fries. I'm just gonna, season them with crushed Benadryl.
Yeah. There's a little dip of Benadryl.
Yeah, a little Salt Bay, some fucking Benadryl on the top there. God,
Wow.
I'm mad I even fucking said those two words together. So yeah, it's been a week since we were last here. So
that's our MO.
That is kind of our MO, and we talk about things that happened sometimes, or just random shit, which is mostly what this list is made up of that I have in front of me. But to be topical, to be somewhat recent with things.
Oh, I'm worried because I haven't heard your list this week.
That's true. That is true. We bullshitted for too long and forgot to go over it. But I mean, other people decided to not be amongst the living as of today. Even I guess Joe Flattery, Joe Flattery.
Oh,
the guy from SCTV and the jackass guy from fucking Waterboy. That guy, he died today. But that's even more recent than one thing I was going to bring up. But last week, Louis Gossett Jr. died, like a day or two after we recorded last week's episode. Yeah. And it sucks. Great actor. He hasn't been in a lot of stuff recently, at least that I'm aware of. So I don't really have like any, sentimental or anything. He's a great actor in a lot of movies that I liked. Enemy of Mine's a great one. I mean, Our Generation, if it isn't Enemy of Mine, it's probably Iron Eagle. Maybe Toy Soldiers. I like that one too.
It's kind of sad because we're in that generation now. We're that age when like older actors where you would see, because I'm like, I looked at how old Joe Flattery was. He was 82 when he passed. So like, I mean, that's now considered kind of the age of being young still is getting larger and larger. So sure. 82 is on the cusp of like, you're still kind of young.
Sure.
Yeah,
and I think, I mean, like
pretty full lives.
I knew I didn't know his name, but I knew who he was when he would show up on TV or you see a skit in something. I was lucky enough to have parents that allowed us to see comedy, I guess is the way to say it, or grandparents that went to bed early and didn't care what we watched, possibly.
Right.
But I saw a lot of SCTV and I thought it was great. I didn't. There were there's cultural differences. It was a Canadian thing. I didn't get all the references to things. I didn't understand why these two guys kept saying, and why they were so hockey oriented and didn't get it. I was too young, but it was still funny.
Right. Yeah.
I remember Joe Flattery being on there. But yeah, I mean, it does suck when you see people that you grew up watching on TV are no longer here. I mean, the older generation, you expect it. I mean, you expect it anyway. Yeah. But then it's like when people, like I said, Louis Gossett Jr. was always old, though. Like, even in Iron Eagle, I thought he was an older dude.
Yeah. Like, there's some actors who were, like, amazingly, they lived quite a long time, despite, like, I don't know, I'm guessing Hollywood just, like, keeps them around. Like, just being in Hollywood, being part of Hollywood, somehow elongates your life. Or even when you're old, and have been old forever, they keep you going somehow. I don't know what it is. Because you don't have to work, you can retire early, whatever. Like, you don't have to do too much.
Yes.
Just go to conventions and sign stuff every once in a while.
Right. I think there's that, and also, I mean, once you're in a movie, especially that has any kind of a cult following or any kind of a following, you become kind of timeless.
You do. Yeah. I mean,
in a sense,
always remember him for all of these movies. Yeah,
I mean,
both of them.
it
Yeah.
yeah, the two that he was remembered for. No, I think he was
No,
in
no, not. I meant both him and
oh,
the other guy.
yeah,
Yeah, not.
I know what you're saying.
Anyway, go on.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So the reason why I bring it up, not because, like I said, I have, some sort of sentimental thing or with it with to go with it or anything, but
Right.
back in the late '90s, while working for a satellite TV company, and this was the big redneck satellite dishes, that were in people's backyards,
Yes, I
that
recall,
style.
Yeah.
I did programming. The company I worked for did programming. So you would call in and say, "Hey, I want to order HBO," and I would tell you what satellite to aim your thing at and what channel it was on, that sort of a thing. Take your take your bills, do all that sort of stuff. Very
You're curious
complicated.
how old we are.
Yes, very complicated. So in fact, Francis, the computer, it wasn't even a computer. It was a dummy terminal that I was working off of. So like,
And you had to use punch cards to.
no, we didn't. No, it wasn't that bad. But it was a monochrome,
Okay.
dummy terminal.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm doing my job. Phone rings one day. Pick up the phone. Say my opening thing that we said, company name. Hi, it's Josh. What you want? And the person on the other phone said, "I would love to pay my bill today." And I'm like, "Great. Let me get your account number." And he read off his account number. And that comes up on the screen. And I read the name. "Oh, so I'm speaking with Louis Gossett Jr.? Yep. Okay, and you're at this address? Yep. All right, cool. Let's see what's, going through. Let me get to the pay screen here. Hang on a second. Wait for the terminal to show up." And I hit the mute button for a second. I went, "Louis Gossett Jr. Louis Gossett. Holy shit." Unmute my end of the phone call. And I'm like, "Man, this is like the Louis Gossett Jr.?" And he's like, "Yep." I was like, "I loved you in Iron Eagle."
Oh,
Of
you
all
did it. See,
of
I was
all
hoping
the
you were one of
movies.
ones.
Of all the movies, award-winning movies, and even movies he probably won awards in, I choose fucking Iron Eagle.
I totally thought you're gonna be. I totally thought your story was gonna be like, oh, I didn't gush over him being an actor, and
I
he
mean,
appreciated it.
I-
No, you gushed.
I did a little bit, I guess, but like in
I don't believe you.
less in the sense of like someone being in front of me and being like, "Oh my god,"
Yeah,
I mean, we tried to time it so we would physically run into Kevin Smith, but even if we had, it would have been like, "Hey, we're podcasters too, man."
no, but I love that we were both in jobs that had nothing to do with the industry, had nothing to do with like Hollywood, and yet we touched the hem of Hollywood because they were our customers. Like I did credit restoration for a while, and I spoke with the was it the oh god Offspring, the head guy from Offspring,
Like the Offspring, the guy.
the Offspring, yeah,
Yeah.
the guy.
Yeah.
Or I had interactions with the dude from the LA Kings hockey team, the French guy, whatever his name was. I can't remember his name now. Can't remember any of their names.
Okay.
But he was the French guy was like super popular. What's his name? I need to know his name now because he was like really.
I
popular.
know who you're talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
Just keep telling your
Yeah.
story. It'll pop up.
But that's what I think. But like I just customer customer service. I was like, oh, give me your information, blah 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 blah, but yeah, and then they would just talk to you about like their lives and just like, oh, well, you're that guy. Oh, okay. Oh, all right,
mean,
that's cool.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
yeah.
once I was like, yeah, you're fucking great in Iron Eagle and all of its fucking 7 sequels. You're fucking awesome in them.
And I didn't do that. See, I wish I had been like, I'm a fan of yours. The only problem is I wasn't a fan of the guy from Offspring. I'm just like, I like his music, but I'm like, I'm not a fan. And the French guy, I'm like, I don't like hockey. but it's cool that you gave us tickets to a hockey game. Thanks for that.
You probably should have
But,
sold
like,
them
I
and
don't-
would have had less credit issues. Just
Oh.
saying.
I didn't have the issues.
No, I know,
Well, I
I
did
know.
at the time, but yeah.
But yeah, we also the satellite company I worked for also had an account for Skywalker Ranch. Not that Lucas himself ever called in, but like somebody, on our team had a receipt signed by George Lucas. So they kept that one. I have, man, I wish I knew what box it was in right now. I have from the same place. I'll try and find it. Maybe I'll show it next week. From the same place. I have a receipt from Orenthal James Simpson. Not OJ.
Whoa.
Not OJ Simpson.
Oh.
No, I mean it is.
Oh, the dad.
No. It is OJ, but it's his full name. Whatever. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Orenthal.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, it's his
Orenthal,
full
yeah,
name.
Orenthal James.
Whatever his fucking name is. It's OJ's signature.
No, you're right. You're right.
And his credit card number at the time. But yeah, so we
Okay,
had.
that's weird.
Well, 'cause how's he gonna fucking
Was
pay
this-
his credit card? This was still in paper. Send in your fucking paper checks, and this was a long time ago.
So here's my question: do you think everyone has had a brush with someone famous at some point in their lives?
Whether they knew
we're
it or
just
not, yeah,
randos.
probably.
Yeah, because we're just two randos who didn't like. Now we it makes sense because we do convention. We did. I mean, I don't really do conventions much anymore, but we did conventions for a while, so that made sense that we rub shoulders with voice actors and other actors or whatever, and like just chilling with them at their booth, like that one guy from who's that guy that we hung out with at Philly, who we never talked to him, but we gave him marshmallows. That was it. Oh God, whatever his name was. I can't remember either.
Jeez.
Man, remember what I'm talking about? He was like on Battlestar Galactica or something like that. Like he was that guy.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Older gentleman.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Man.
I don't remember the guy's name.
Who was in the elevator that one time? The musician.
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper. There you go. But see, like stuff like that, right? Like,
I mean, the
Orenthal,
fact that we
Orenthal.
didn't do the whole fucking, we're not worthy in front of Alice Cooper is a missed opportunity. We should have. We should have.
Probably guess that.
But I was like, in my head, I was like, holy shit, that's Alice Cooper.
Right. No, but that was the beauty of it. I liked that we didn't take it. We didn't become we didn't fangirl over them.
Right.
Right. We didn't just go. We didn't fan over them. We just kind of they exist.
Do you remember when I
how's it
bought
going?
Brent Spiner breakfast? Well, I didn't buy him. I gave him the free coupon for breakfast because he didn't have one.
Oh, I don't remember. No, that was a Brent Spiner. It was
Wasn't it?
No. I know you. I know at the hotel, right?
Yeah.
At the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't Brent Spiner. It was
Well, who the fuck it was? Some Star
Who
Trek
was it?
person.
It was a Star Trek person, but it wasn't Brent because he wasn't there.
Whoever
wasn't
the hell
that
it was,
the-
it was just like, hey,
Yeah.
man, I got this extra fucking ticket. You don't have one.
Right.
You shouldn't have to pay.
It was.
If I'm not paying for breakfast, you shouldn't. You definitely shouldn't have to be paying for breakfast.
Oh, look at this. Ginger's showing off now. Said I've met, partied, and had dinner with high profile people. I'm sure. I mean, no doubt. But that's the thing. I guess people like regular folk have. I feel like regular people just we just encounter. On average, we just encounter famous people because they're everywhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the same hockey player you're talking about. I actually helped his cousin buy video games.
Oh, Jeebus. Really? That's funny. Okay. Can
it's
we
on
remember his name?
No, it's on the tip of my
Luke
fucking.
Robitaille. Is it?
Yes, Robitaille.
Luke Robitaille?
Luke Robitaille. I sold video games to his cousin who had the same last name. So when I was signing him in, making a new account for this guy, He's like, Robitaille. And I was like, spelled like Luke Robitaille? Ha ha ha. He's like, yes, because that's my cousin. I was like, oh, no shit. You know, it's like, you know, your sister's brother's roommate's, you know, friend sort of thing, you know, but
Yeah.
it's not, it's like our friend that dated a dude with the last name of Disney. There's only one fucking Disney family in the whole United States, and I'm sure the one, you know, the Walt Disney family made sure that they're the only Disney family in the world.
Probably.
So, you know,
yeah,
people do, I think, you know, run into people. A mutual friend of ours, cousin's former roommate, his cousin, pretty girl, dated a few sports people in town, like a couple football players and maybe a basketball player. I'm like, oh, how do people, where do you randomly meet people like that? But
I don't know. I kind of want my next girlfriend to be like a celebrity.
that'd be sweet.
I wonder if I can make that happen. Can I somehow make it happen?
You are in the land where that is more likely to happen. Fucking, it is
That's
here.
true. That's a good point. That's a really good point. I am in LA, so that makes sense. That'd be really funny though if I'm just like, oh yeah, this is, you know, I don't know. Trying to think of an actress who would want to.
Well,
No
don't,
one would,
because
but
then
I
you'd
mean,
be
just-
like, then you. Never mind. I almost said something I shouldn't have said.
Ouch! It sounds like it would have been a diss on me.
It would have been taken as such. Yes.
It's okay. I can handle it.
Uh,
But anyway,
yeah, that'd be awesome, because
So-
you could be like, hey, you can call me up and be like, hey, Josh, my meal ticket just fucking is going to some movie premiere and said I could bring a friend.
Are you kidding me?
Find your
I have her
tux.
as a guest. I totally have her as a guest on the show.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, she'd be third window.
totally.
Finally, using the third window.
I
Finally,
know.
using the third window bar.
The third window actually was, the vacant third window was actually asked about recently by somebody that watches and listens. And I said that the third window is off being a married person, and forgot about her little friends on the internet. No, just talking shit. Just talking shit.
Can I just say that we know a lot of successful people who, like, I feel like are more adult than we are.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
we know so
I
many
know
more
fucking, I know
adults.
10-year-olds that are more adult than I am.
Yeah, but it's crazy. Like, I'm not married. I don't have a house, you know? You're not married. You don't have a house. Like, we don't have children. Like, these guys are having children. These
We're
guys
not-
are like,
We're not bank
Just like-
executives or tutors
right.
or
Right.
fucking world
I mean, that doesn't matter, though.
traveling welders or fucking, you know, whatever else.
Oh, well, that explains one of the people. Okay. I didn't realize that was the fate of one of our friends. Is that he's a world traveling
Well, that's
welder.
what he.
I'm
That's
assuming
no,
that's-
he was. He was,
Oh.
and that's what got him partially
Yeah.
to the success that he got, and then I think
What?
I
do you think
I
we're
love
doing
I love
wrong?
this dude in
Oh,
particular. I think he's
what do you
got a
think-
major case of the ADDs and jumps interests like he changes underwear.
What do you think we're doing wrong? What do you think we haven't done properly to be more like that? Or does it matter? Should we not care?
I'm at the point at this point of doing this for however long we've been 13 whatever years, like it is what it is,
Nope. Sure.
right?
Sure.
It's I say that because what we're doing must have been good enough to some people, because regardless of connections, Francis, we got to do some shit that we were not fucking qualified to goddamn do.
No, I agree. That's true.
Okay. I
Yeah.
fucking flirted our way into things where we shouldn't have been. You know, like
True.
we were put into
But
positions whether we were comfortable or not to be in, we had to fucking just do it. So you don't get to do that unless people have enough confidence in you to do that. So we were doing something right.
right. I mean, yeah.
The
No,
the the,
look, I don't.
the people that put that shit that particular convention in Philadelphia had a choice of anybody they wanted to choose, and the person chose the people that he podcasted with the most.
Right.
So, I mean, you try. I mean, you had a plan to sneak into WonderCon this past weekend because you're approved for press through the the little brother of arguably the biggest convention in America. So, doing things, it's whatever. It's a sliding scale. It's arguable. It's I don't know but like I know what you're trying to get to, like the major success of breaking out and real sponsors, not ones that I have to buy products for. And they're like, yeah, since you bought some shit here, we'll sponsor you.
It's not even that, really. It's like, I understand why, because there's a lot of us. There's a lot of us to do this thing, right? Like, you know, there's a lot of guys in their, X years, whatever, who have been doing this for a while, and we're not willing to do what a lot of them do, which is like sensationalize and like get people riled up and like say stuff that's like really controversial, or even not controversial, but just like really like we're kind of go with the flow kind of people,
right?
And just like, we're chill. We don't need to cause drama. But it's not even that, because those are the people who succeed, who like quote unquote succeed in this space, are the ones that are like really obnoxious, and I kind of hate to be around them. Because they're so just like, I'm right and you're wrong, and ha ha ha. That's what I've been noticing, at least. The more and more I do this with you, the more I realize all of our contemporaries, minus the people we kind of know, because they're usually not like that, but like these other people I've seen, they're just jerks. They're just the worst people. And I'm like, well, I'm glad we're not like that. But I guess I'm just asking, like, we didn't get the big show, right? We're not 100,000 people aren't watching us every night or whatever, which is fine. I don't want that either, because God, it sounds awful to be popular on the internet. It sounds like the worst.
Can you imagine the chat screen? Just if you have that many people that are watching, that they're a quarter of them at the very least are going to be in the chat, and that chat is just going to keep going and going. It would never stop. It would. How do you even pay attention to it and look over and be like, oh, hi, so and so? You know what I mean?
Well, certain people would get privileges.
Well, sure.
Like Ginger would get privileges, for instance.
Sure.
For no reason, but also, like other shows, the people who pay are the ones who get to be talked to. Like the ones who give us money are the ones that get the attention, which is what a lot of these other podcasts do. They're like, oh, we're going to go to super chats now. And it's just like people who gave money. We're only going to talk to them. We're not going to talk to anyone else. You cheapo, lonely people who don't give us money, we're not talking to. And I whatever, it's fine, I guess. Makes sense. But
I mean, like, just, that type of thing off the top of my head, it would be like people that are in the super chat, they would get a longer time chatting about the thing they brought up versus someone who didn't. I don't know.
They get priority. Yeah.
Like
we'd have a producer.
I would make a timer. We could put a timer up, like Super,
now.
you pay into Super Chat, you get an X amount of time on your topic, so we could talk about it. Timer starts now. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you want to be famous out of curiosity? Did you want to be like that? Was that the goal?
No. I think same thing I said the whole time. If something comes out of this, then fucking right on. If nothing comes out of it, and I just get to talk with awesome people and entertain myself and challenge myself to do something, right on. So I win either way. And like I said, we've appeared and been the part of the heartbeat of a convention. We have press credentials for the biggest Comic-Con in America, or the most well-known Comic-Con in America.
Yeah.
Somehow I convinced local conventions that I'm important enough to, let me be a part of and or cover your Comic-Cons. So the levels of success, like I said, is arguable, sliding the scale, variable, whatever. Like in that amount of time, we've both appeared on stage in front of hundreds of people.
Yes.
You are a featured writer in a couple books.
Well, that's a bit different.
Hang on.
Okay.
We both have done voiceover projects or voice acting projects.
Sure.
And I'm trying to think anything else that's come from all of this. And, whatever, we found our voices or gained some confidence, whatever. All of that has come from this, from sitting at a desk, putting a microphone in front of our faces. Because if I didn't have a podcast, I'm not going to walk into some convention and fucking, pull my dick out and be like, look, you should give me a fucking press badge just because I'm a nerd.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All right. I should moderate this celebrity panel, the celebrity panel at the convention just because, I like this person.
Right.
No. All of that came from doing this, the dedication of this, the meeting the right people. No arguments there. But all of that came from podcasting. So the level of success, I think, is high. It's just having what expectations do you have? Expectations or goals, right? are only points of disappointment. Go into something with no expectations and no goals, then everything is icing.
Yeah. I can see that.
Would I love for this to, or something that you and I are a part of to become something, to be somebody for a flash in the pan? Might be fun for a little bit, as long as I was making some money that I could put away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If we got any kind of success out of doing anything that we did, it would be a one-hit wonder type of song, more than likely, right? So, like most one-hit wonder people, they go spend all the money they make. I would anyway, just take all of it and put that shit away, and be like, if I never touch it, then I never had it, then I don't have to worry about it. I just go back to being boring old Josh. After the heat wears off, whatever,
Right. Okay, I'm just curious.
As a kid, sure, there's parts of me that would want to have been famous or on TV or whatever else, even parts of me now. That's why we, partially, not even partially. Like I said, don't really have expectations, but if something came from this, fucking cool. Yeah. And like I said, things have come from this. It's just, maybe it's not the level of success, dink, that other people have or have had or get paid to have. But we've also been fortunate enough to not have to pay for hotels on occasion. There was that particular, convention. It was in every celebrity's contract that they had to talk to us if we asked. Who the fuck are we? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
But it was.
No, I
in
do.
all of their contracts. Every celebrity, if we approached anybody from our team, if we approached them, they were obligated to talk to us.
And they're like, we have no idea who these guys are anyway, so yes, that's fine.
I
don't know who they are.
So like I said, success is arguable.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's how you look at it. It's how you look at it. Would
that's
I?
Why I'm asking. That's why I put it out there. That's the reason.
Would
kind of like a.
Would I be the phone system of some random Google company if it wasn't for the connections I made that all came from this? No, probably not. I wish I knew what the name of the company was. I'd give everybody the phone number right now.
Right.
Let me direct you. Yeah. I don't know. What about you? You're more surrounded by it all the time. So I don't know if being surrounded by that kind of, famousity makes you want to be a part of it more or turns you away from it.
I watch a lot of it. Like I watch a lot of people do what we do, like this: sit in front of a camera, talk to strangers on the internet, and we're very lucky. We have people who want to hang out with us. We know who they are, and they still want to hang out with us. So we have friends who want to hang out with us on here, and acknowledge our existence.
Being acknowledged is always nice.
Yeah. But I see these other people, and part of me is mostly like, oh, like we do that. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing differently? Or like, I kind of think about it because I don't know. I do this because it's fun. I do it because I get, it's our time to kind of just talk. Mm-hmm. This is our one day a week where we hang out and talk. Right, and we maintain the friendship this way, right?
Right.
We don't just forget that we exist. We meet up every week.
Right.
To be like, hey man, how's it been? Like, this is the icing on the cake because we talk for an hour before the show even starts. Like we talk and hang out and like have discussions and stuff. And then afterwards, and I do that a couple times, throughout the week. But and I think, wow, that's cool. I like that. This isn't necessary. We can literally never turn on the camera. We could literally never go live, and it'd be fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's just us, just hanging out, just us hanging out, catching up, talking about how the week was. Talk about Iron Eagle, talk about all that stuff. Right.
Right.
Like that's just us. We can just hang out like that. But we decide to turn on everything and be like, hey. We're going to share this with everyone else in case anyone is interested, in case anyone cares.
Right.
And that's the part where I'm like, yeah.
What I think what you're trying to, I don't know what you're trying to get at, but like for a lot of people out there, a lot of shows, a lot of channels, a lot of whatever, they all have one thing they talk about. And that's how you find them. Because you search out that interest, whatever that interest is.
True.
Coin pushing.
I'm pretty sure.
Testing out fucking plug-in play video consoles. They have 10,000 plus, whatever. Like I don't want to just have one thing. I mean, sure, maybe eventually, but like, I can't typecast myself into just talking about one thing. And I think that's always been the issue with getting people, you know, somebody told us where the tagline comes from. You're one of the hardest podcasts to find because it's the most generic thing out there. I was offended at first, but if you've been here, I say it at the beginning of every show because I love it.
And we are hard to find.
We are hard to find, but you know, we're on YouTube podcast now.
Oh, that's good.
I just did that before we.
Hopefully, we're easier. Oh, it's super easy to find now.
I hope.
Yeah,
I hope. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Junior apparently hangs out with people who were not into their celebrity. They're just nice, which is very nice. That's what I prefer. But yeah. I guess what I was trying to get at with all of that rambling was that, like, you know, not having the expectations, not having, like, technically a goal, right? It puts us in a pretty comfortable place that doesn't blow us up, but doesn't really make us unknown either, because we did go from 20 people to 50 something people following, which is pretty impressive given that we didn't really advertise and we really didn't tell anybody. Right? Like, right. I put it up on Twitter, but that's it. Right? That's pretty much the extent of my like advertising. It's just I post it on Twitter.
And it's my show, and I don't advertise it at all. So,
yeah, and I bring it up every once in a while on the other show that I do that has an equally difficult time, kind of just like busting out and being a thing.
It's a far more entertaining show than this is.
But again, well, no, I mean it depends on what you're looking for. But
for sure,
yeah,
no, I'm just talking shit.
So that's the reason why I brought it up to you. I asked you just because I'm like, yeah. What is, like, it's the most generic podcast on the internet, like, great, you know, but, yeah, like, I just want to know if you're comfortable, you know. I did it out loud out here. I guess it would have been better doing it behind the scenes, but it's like, it was just an interesting, like, question, given I watch other people, and they do stuff, and some of them really bad at what they're doing. Like, no charisma, no, like, there's nothing entertaining about them. They just kind of talk, and it's kind of boring. And then there's the people who are, like, disgusting and gross, but everyone wants to listen to them. Everybody wants to know their opinion, despite being, like, terrible human beings. I'm like, where are we? Where do we sit?
Well, I don't know.
Pantheon.
Well, let me get to this. Let me throw this next topic at you, and you fucking decide from there.
Okay, hit me.
Since we are talking about conventions and everything else, and people getting famous for unconventional things.
Yes.
I have to take a pause here and make sure. Okay, so conventions. We've been going to them. We go to them. We plan to go to more in the future.
Right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
I think it's time to stop inviting cosplay people to have a table at Comic-Cons.
That's always weird, isn't it?
I'm sitting here trying to look at it objectively. And what do they bring to the convention? They all sit behind their tables looking sad and depressed with their entourage of lonely virgin boys that, you know, they found that will do all their editing for them. And
I see who you're talking about. Okay, yeah.
It doesn't I'm not talking about anybody specifically. I'm talking about fucking all of them.
No, I know what you mean. I know, and that's what I mean. Yeah.
They all sit sadly behind their tables because they have nothing to offer besides looking good, pretty, sexy, or creative. And I'm not saying that none of those things are bad, but do they all deserve their own tables? I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, they paid for it. I don't
Some,
think they were giving it to. I don't think they were giving it to
some.
them.
I
They
think
probably
some
paid
are
for it.
guess.
You think they were just? Oh, wow.
I think some are guess. Yes.
I don't
The
know
quote
do you know
unquote
anyone?
high profile cosplayers.
I don't know anyone who's a high profile.
I
I don't know
have.
who that is.
I am actually pretty good friends with some cosplayers. One of them runs a nonprofit. I have no problem whatsoever with
Oh
him
yeah, that guy.
having
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
a booth, and
Yeah, but he's kind of one note anyway, isn't he?
I mean, yes, but that's why he has other cosplayers there, that are part of the team. But at least that booth has a fucking purpose. It's going to a nonprofit. Any money that comes in at least goes to a nonprofit.
Okay. So like, you have no issues with like the 501st. You don't have issues with like
No, I'm
Denver
talking.
Ghostbusters. You don't have
No,
issues with those guys. Okay.
no, I'm talking about random
So
fucking cosplay Jane and her.
what I love about them,
She cosplayed as fucking Tifa one time and people lost their shit. So now she goes to conventions.
and
What?
then and she changes like outfits throughout the day.
Yeah.
So like for the first half,
It could be
for like
guys
the first
too.
couple hours,
It
she's
could be
dressed
guys
up.
too.
There are very few guys who cosplay.
But
them,
you
though.
you
There's
understand what I'm
very,
saying.
or at least
though.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. No, but I'm just saying, like, those I never understood it because usually no one's at their booth usually, but then on occasion, no offense to, um, you know, the nerds losing their hair, but usually it's like a creepy dude who's like has the comb over, coming over and like talking to and they're like politely like, okay, like having a conversation with like this dude who's like 30 years older than them,
Right.
trying to like do something. I don't know what they're trying to do.
They're
Having
just
a
being
conversation with
being creepy.
model. Yeah, no offense to the creepy people.
Well, no offense, for sure. Um,
Yeah,
because nobody deserves that, right? But I just
nobody deserves that kind of. Yeah,
I
but
just
they're polite. The cosplayers are usually polite.
yeah,
about
they
it,
are. They are. Well, most of the time, yeah. I get it, and maybe I'm not part of that niche community. I just don't think. I think it's time to move on, or if you want to have that many cosplay people at your convention, then maybe you should make an offshoot of your convention that's just showcases cosplay people, or make a wing of your convention that's just showcases cosplay people, because I don't they don't it's not like they just offer prints of them in their cleavage or what have you. And I got nothing against cleavage. I like boobs just as much as the next fucking person, but I just don't. I don't know. I walk through conventions and haven't done it this year yet, but it's like I remember back to last year. It's like, oh, here's the cosplay section. Look at all these sad folk. And I'm not even talking about the cosplayer. I'm talking about the people talking to the cosplayers.
Yeah.
They're buying prints.
Yeah. No,
like,
I
I don't get it. I don't get it.
No, I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I also get what, like, because I think about it, there's only maybe a handful of cosplayers that I like follow on Instagram, right? Because usually everyone kind of dresses the same, but what makes them unique is they're in another country, or they're like whatever, like they're doing something that is unique enough to where I'm like, okay, that's interesting, I'll follow that, right? But yes, eventually it gets to all of them being like, I'm going to wear as little clothing as possible. And that's like my thing. Like all cosplayers seem to get to that point at some point. So I get it. I get where you're coming from. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Some of them are celebrities. Some cosplayers are celebrities. Like,
Well, they
I don't know what to
have
tell you, man.
a
Like, some of them
celebrity,
are.
the thing attached to them. But like, what are they actually famous for? Having cleavage
I mean, think about like
or having nice
Cindy
legs.
Crawford.
Okay.
Cindy Crawford was a
Um,
celebrity, this,
a
despite
mo-
just being a model.
right.
That's all she did was being a model.
Sure.
She didn't cosplay, but she was
Sure.
just a model who
And
got
okay,
naked every once in a
it's
while.
the same. Okay, it's the same. It's the same kind of thing. I'll give you that.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll give you that.
yeah.
But oh, I'm trying to equate it back to a Comic-Con. I'm fucking failing here.
No, but yeah, kind of like. I mean, this is we're calling, this is the pot calling the kettle black, but they're kind of the lowest rung of like celebrity at a
oh,
convention.
we're the bottom of the
right?
fucking. We're the black shit at the bottom of the pan when it comes to the fucking echelon of celebrity. Okay.
But that's also kind of That's kind of cosplayers too. That's kind of what Because who's heard of? Every time I've gone to a convention with cosplayers having their own booths in their own section, I've never known any of them. I have no idea who they are. I've never heard of their name before. I look at them and I'm like, yeah, okay, they're generic, pretty, fine. And they could have been the Suicide Girls, which is like, at least I know that they're.
I can at least buy a calendar from them.
Yeah, exactly. You probably could probably buy a calendar for these ladies too. But anyway,
And they're more open to take a
Don't
picture
know,
with you.
right? You're not. Well, they're not charging. At least they're not going to charge you like $40 to get a picture with them or whatever, like the cosplayers do. But I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
what to tell you.
as I hang up with you on a Tuesday evening, and these are the thoughts that run through my head from Wednesday to Monday night, and I write them down and we bring them here and talk shit about people.
Can't believe we didn't talk about the thing we were supposed to talk about last week.
Well, it's written on here again.
Cassette tapes, but we'll get there, I guess. Or not cassette tapes, but
Well, we'll get there. We'll get there. But yeah, so like
next week. That's an evergreen topic. So
it might be next week. We'll see. No, we'll get it. We'll get it here. Let's just talk about it, because the last thing I have is just kind of fluff.
Just wait till next week. We've hit the hour.
We've hit the hour. Okay, so we'll do the fluff, and I'll move the topic to the following week. It'll be 3 weeks. This thing with one little stupid thing is going to get pushed, but that'll be fine.
It's fun though. It's a good topic. It's a fun topic.
It's there it's there in case we need it.
Yeah.
But so just today I was looking through the news stuff, trying to find things that were interesting, and something did come across that I found interesting. I'm not a very superstitious person, Francis, as a whole. I got a few things. I'm not a big crack stepper. Every time I see Pepperidge Farms, I got to say, well, Pepperidge Farms remembers.
Okay.
But
which can't be that often. I don't think I don't think I can remember the last time.
Well, every time I go to the grocery store and I get to the bread aisle and I'm looking for a loaf of bread, and eventually I'm going to pass a Pepperidge Farms, or if I'm in the cookie section, they got the little Pepperidge Farms cookies.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
But superstitions, like when I played hockey, I made sure I put tape on a certain way, but I'm not very not wild about things, except for opals. Opals, the gemstone, scares the fuck out of me.
Why?
Oh, it's stupid. It's stupid. It makes no sense. So when I was younger, I worked with a guy that was a jeweler. That's what he called himself anyway. He was more like a pawn shop owner, but he sold a lot of jewelry. Either way.
Sure.
He had this thing about opals. He said that I won't sell opals to anybody unless it's their birthstone. The reason for that, I've seen too many weird things happen to people after they bought an opal and it wasn't their birthstone. More fucking coincidence probably than anything else. But working for this guy and hearing this all the time when people are like, oh, that's pretty. What is that? It's an opal. When's your birthday? Well, I won't sell that to you, or, oh, your birthday falls in the right month. I will sell this to you. His superstition rubbed off onto me. I don't know why, but it just is. Yes, and I also have heard you never, you gift an opal, but you don't buy one, which is weird because you have to buy one to gift someone an opal.
Well, the curse or whatever that comes with opal, I guess, goes on the buyer. So if you get an opal through a gift, at least the curse isn't with you or whatever it is that comes with opals.
So this dude's superstition rubbed off onto me because I was around this guy so much.
Okay.
There's a city. It's a city. I used to live in just south of the metro area here. It's called Opal. No, it's called Castle Rock. And Castle Rock is kind of known for this mountain that's in the center of the city. It's a large, kind of sandstone, vertical kind of mountain. The mountain eroded around it, so there's like this castle of rock, if you will. Well, as more and more rock has eroded from this mountain, they're discovering that the fucking mountain is made of opal. There's like a huge opal vein running through the center of this fucking mountain, hill, whatever. And I just think back, I used to live right underneath this fucking thing. No wonder why I didn't have a very good time while I was here.
You were just around it, so you can't even be around it.
Well, I don't know.
You can be in its general area.
I'm just saying, I was trying to make, just kind of make light and joke of shit. But at the time, it was right before I started podcasting, actually, when I lived there at the time. So right around 2009, I moved into the city. Things were fine. And then the girl I was dating, we broke up. And then the job wasn't going very well. And this and this and this. And then I moved away from there and everything got better. And now I know why.
It was that mountain, man.
That mountain. The fucking mountain full of opal veins.
Trying to screw. Well, that's a lot of opal.
That's a lot. It's a fucking, apparently a huge vein.
So what you needed was the governor of Colorado to gift you the mountain.
Exactly.
And fine. He could have gifted you the mountain. You'd be like, oh, all right.
The special lady.
Put a house there.
The special lady and I, we like to go to the gym and rock shows that show up, 3-4 times a year. And you always go through the loose gems and loose rocks. They got just stuff to sell. And I was walking through this one guy's little shop area, and I could see him from 10 feet away. I was just like, I see raw fucking opals over there. Not going over there.
Okay. They're colorful. It's like they're kind of rainbowy.
Mm-hmm. The raw gemstone or the rock that the gemstone is in looks really cool. But then once you start cutting that gem, I'm out.
Opal is so sad too, because opal is a really nice looking rock. I'm looking at it now. It looks really nice.
It is, and my special lady really likes opals, and I'm really torn because I don't think I can actually purchase one because it's not her birthstone. So I don't know if I could.
No, you need to convince someone to purchase it for you, gift it to you, so
and then I can get
her.
Okay.
So twice gifted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no
and
karma
even
attached
less
to that.
Cursed because it was gifted. If it was not just gifted once, but twice.
Right. The karma's gone at that point.
So what is the anti-opal? Like what is the stone that everyone should be having and handling
and touching?
Excuse me. Yeah, what's the stone that everyone should have in their pocket?
A worry stone?
Like the anti-opal. A worry stone?
I don't know.
I had a worry stone for a while. Yeah.
I think a worry stone's just a polished rock. I don't think it's a specific rock. I think it's just one.
It's just you rubbing the rock.
Yeah. I don't know. Tigerite's pretty cool.
Think about it. Next week, I want a definitive answer on the opposite of opal and what we need to be all be carrying.
I mean, a diamond is kind of the opposite of an opal because an opal is cloudy and not clear at all.
Yeah.
I mean, it falls on it falls somewhere on the clarity. You know, when you grade a gemstone, yes, there is the clarity part. There is clarity to an opal, but you know, in comparison to a diamond, it's fucking cloudy as fuck.
Well, I'm almost thinking like you need like a.
It would be a not well known gemstone, like a
No. Yeah.
I can't even fucking think of something a tiger. I can't even think of a name of another gemstone that would be uncommon.
Well, I thought is obsidian a gemstone?
I think obsidian.
Because that's.
I mean, you can cut it as a gem. I don't know if I mean,
It's
yes,
one.
but
because. Well,
yeah,
I only
it
ask
is. It is.
because it's the opposite of. It's technically the opposite of opal, which is a white with a lot of color, while. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I'm just guessing here because I'm like it's black and like colorless, so therefore, maybe that's the opposite of an opal. I don't know.
Technically, okay, obsidian is technically a natural volcanic glass, not a gemstone. That's why I was sitting here kind of going like, I don't know. I mean, you can cut it as one, but it's I don't. Yeah, I hesitated. I should have just gone with my answer.
What does George Burns say?
George Burns would have taken something about obsidian and probably made a one-liner joke that would be completely inappropriate by today's standards about people not of the white color.
Oh, yeah. No, you're not wrong. Actually, you're probably right. Was he ever on Hollywood Squares? I feel like he'd be on Hollywood Squares. I feel like he did those kind of shows near the end of his life. Even though he was opening shows like that.
I don't think he fell down the fucking celebrity ladder low enough to be on Hollywood Squares.
Okay.
Yeah, we got George Burns, Whoopi Goldberg, and the one DJ guy. What the fuck was it? Stone Phillips. Like, come on, that's not gonna work.
No,
his delivery would not have worked on Hollywood Squares.
Nah. Because what's her face was yeah, there were a couple of comedians on there.
Joan Rivers.
Yeah.
Joan Rivers definitely.
Yeah.
People that were a little quicker. That didn't. George Burns, his shit took time. They were one-liners, but it took time. There was build-up.
He's a Rat Pack comedian, you know. Like he's a comedian from the era of crooners and like everyone living in Palm Springs. Like that was his.
Then now Palm Springs has just been overcome by the desert at which it was built in.
It's still kind of nice. I've been there recently. It's still okay.
Sure, but like spring breakers aren't going to Palm Springs. You know,
going to Havasu or they're going to
lake. That's how you judge. That's how you could judge like the popularity of a place is where spring breakers go. Is it still a spot?
You know, very apropos since this is spring break week for a lot of people. So,
well, I mean, I think it varies, from state to state and school to school. But as adults, man, I wish we got spring break. I mean, technically, I guess I got like a month off, so I shouldn't fucking bitch about anything. But just saying.
College, I never did spring break in college. I should have.
I never, even in high school, I never did anything but hang out with my friends.
Oh yeah. Well,
like,
yeah.
I never did.
Of course.
But even, we had high school kids that would go away for the week and go do something. I went to a pretty, well-off white kid school.
Okay. Because in college, though, that's when you went to during spring break. That's when you go to the lake and you have the boat and you have the beer bongs and
all the sex,
rampant nudity.
Yeah. Yeah, I never did that. I just did all the nudity and rampant sex, here.
Right. Local.
Local. Yeah, I went to the local beach.
I wasn't going to export that stuff. I was just keep it local. Keep it tight.
Go down to the old, local reservoir. And, hang out on the
old fish pool.
Hang out at the imported sand beach and pretend.
Fun.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, it's what we had, so it's what you did. But I would never say to anybody now, hey, man, you want to go down to the beach? Because one, nobody would know what the fuck I was talking about, and two, it's not a beach.
No beaches in Colorado.
Well, I mean, we have something that's, people call the beach, but, yeah, it's not
lakes. You don't have an ocean.
We have no oceans.
Access.
We have no oceans.
Yeah.
No. We got some lakes. We got lakes that have, like I said, imported sand to make the beach. Yeah. We got a couple, wave parks, so you can do some surfing here, some boogie boarding. You might get sucked into the suction part, but it's a risky take.
Right.
Your feet might become raw from the walking around in the pools, but it's a risky take.
Yeah,
not me.
Water park in 8.
I don't do water parks. I'm scared of water.
Water park water is kind of the worst, so I get you.
Right. No, this is fucking stupid. So I was feeling like having some Kool-Aid this past week. And
okay.
No, it's kind of the state of the fucking world we live in. I haven't seen a packet of Kool-Aid in over 20 years. I was unaware that they even made packets of Kool-Aid. I thought everything was in a fucking, a container or a tub. Because that's all I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. Well, somebody, when I was at the store, they actually asked me, what you looking for? And I was like, actually, I really want some Kool-Aid out of nowhere. I don't know why. I just feel like drinking a cup of fucking sugar with some flavoring in it. Mm-hmm. And the guy said, oh, go to customer service. They have all the packets of sugar. And I went, why? Why wouldn't I just get them from the shelf that they're clearly not on? Because I haven't seen them in so long. I found out that people at this particular store were taking packets of Kool-Aid that costs, I don't know what a packet of Kool-Aid costs, less than 50 cents probably, and buying steaks with it.
Huh?
They were putting the Kool-Aid under whatever they were purchasing, whether it be steaks, Tide, whatever. Packet of a bag of bananas, I don't know, and scanning the packet of Kool-Aid and not the actual product.
Oh, that makes more sense. Okay.
So instead of $13.99 per pound for this fucking fillet or whatever the fuck T-bone, they're paying less than, I don't know, 50 cents, I guess, for a packet of Kool-Aid.
Yeah.
But to the camera,
people are really.
It looks like they scanned the product. It went across the scanner.
People are really getting ingenious with the way they want to steal from a place. They're like, yeah, we're going to find every unique and cool way to steal.
I actually said to the employee, I used to arrest shoplifters for a living. I would have never thought of buying other products with Kool-Aid.
Yeah, that's pretty genius. That's actually pretty smart.
And if I have to go to the customer service to get a packet of Kool-Aid, maybe I won't get Kool-Aid. Maybe I'll get something else.
It's weird. It's like you're buying something like illegal.
Yeah.
Oh,
or like, yeah, I'm buying a pack of cigarettes or some Nicorette.
Right.
Or like, I've seen packs of rubbers at customer service. They're not even on the shelves or on the hooks. in the health aisle. You gotta imagine being a teenager having to go. That's probably why there's not a lot of teenagers buying rubbers these days.
Because they're not getting any. That's why
well,
they're not
maybe
buying
that too.
these.
That's yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I couldn't have being a young teenager and being like, I have to go to customer service to ask for rubbers. Yeah, I'd like those down there. Not those ones. The ones underneath that, the purple ones. Yeah, whatever.
One box of Magnums, please.
Yeah. It's like you rent carpet cleaners and get lottery tickets and do Western Union and shit at fucking customer service. You don't buy Kool-Aid and rubbers. Actually, that'd be a fun thing to go buy at a store. Actually, you finding everything okay? Yep, it's all at customer service. I need a carpet cleaner, Kool-Aid, and rubbers. Pack of cigarettes too.
I'm surprised I have yet to buy anything that requires me to go to customer service to get. So I'm pretty vanilla with my grocery shopping, apparently.
Well, next time you go to the grocery store,
requires.
look and see if they got Kool-Aid packets, and that'll tell you how much theft apparently is happening in your store or not.
We have self-checkout, but we have a dude that watches people self-checkout, so maybe that's why it's a little different. But who knows?
I've heard stores they're going to do a subscription service for you to allow your shoppers to use self-checkout.
We're falling apart. I don't know, Josh. We're just falling apart as a society. Just bit by bit, we're just falling apart. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of any of it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Boo.
I don't know. This is something I actually did want to talk about, and I fucking forgot. You remember last week, Francis? Do you remember last week how I said I don't like the fucking repeat jobs I've done in the past because I like to challenge myself to something fucking new? Well, I'm a hypocrite.
Sure.
I am a total hypocrite because the last Wednesday I went into work and protecting kayfabe, I talked to somebody in the loss prevention department of where I work and said, "Hey,
Yes.
loss prevention person, I've spoken with you a few times. I've done this in the past. What do you guys start out at? Pay wise, hours. What's the 411 on your position?" And the person gave me the information and said, "I would love to have you a part of our team." And I went, "Cool, let me think about this." And I went to my work area to do more of my work. And while I was doing my work, I also applied to do loss prevention again. So instead of sleeping on it like I told the lady, I didn't even sleep on it. I already applied. So
Nothing wrong, dude.
there's nothing wrong with it. It's just funny that I was like, last week I was like, I really don't like repeating my jobs. I like to challenge myself. Well, it's still gonna be a challenge if I get it, whatever. But it's just funny. I thought it was funny enough to bring up. I didn't write it down because I thought I'd remember it. I'm glad I rambled long enough that it popped back up in my brain because I thought it was funny.
Ginger's right. Just never pass up an opportunity.
That is very true.
So,
that is very true. We can make another hockey reference, not to Luc Robitaille, but to the other guy, the other famous guy. Fuck.
Gretzky?
Thank you. You miss every shot you don't take.
You don't take, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, like I said, protecting some kayfabe. I've done some loss prevention before. This would be a lot of the same thing that I did before. Just with different context of what you're preventing being lost. So I need to make more money. I got to make moves. So I'm already employed at this place. You might as well see what else they have to offer within the same place. It's a lot easier than starting someplace new.
Sideways mobility.
Yes. So More on that soon, hopefully. But I think that's everything for this week. An hour and a half of two dudes rambling. Luckily, we didn't stick.
I like that you've increased the time now. Like, you used to be very prudent on the hour-long length of the show, but it looks like you want to. You gave us that extra half hour, which means we're giving a little more meat.
Give the extra juice because, Francis, I no longer have to be up at 3:30 in the morning.
For now.
Okay, for now. You're right. You're right. Depending on the future, yeah. That could definitely. We could be right back to that nice tight hour again. We'll see. But for now,
see what happens.
We'll let the juice flow, and if it flows long, we go long. So, yeah, that's what we got. Francis, where can people find you on the internets if they would like to do that? I'm so jelly. I need a new webcam.
At AK the other guy on all of the social medias, and at Super Geeked Up tomorrow for more improv shenanigans.
Yes. And you should tune in because Super Geeked Up is fun. It's a good time. Good guess. Bad impressions. Sometimes really good impressions.
You never know.
It is a crapshoot. You never know. But it's much like this show. You never know what you're going to get. But you know we're going to be here almost every week to provide an hour and some of hopefully entertaining juice. I don't know. I don't know. Find us everywhere. Now on YouTube podcasts. Just look up the POI Podcast. Email at thepoipodcast@gmail.com. You can call, text, voicemail, call into the show. We can talk. We can rap. 314-764-7631. Spells out POI Pod 1. That's everything, I think. Oh, yeah. Find me at 303_ninja on the Twitters, 303ninja on the Instagram, and all over your mom's face. I don't know. Francis didn't even respond, so that's good. That's when I know I've got a good one. He doesn't even respond. That's everything. I have nothing else to say. We're out of here. Bye.